Greetings, my name is Albert Campbell. I am 1/3 of the founder of Shaquille Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation. But before I say what I'm going to say, I want to give a good example of a supporter that has been supporting us for over 2 decades. And Mr. Fowler, I never really had a chance to personally tell you thank you for what you did for our family. Thank you so much. That took care of my wife when she couldn't take care of herself. I'm honored to know you. Anybody that do something for my daughter or any sickle cell warrior, I love you with all my heart. You can call anything. Thank you, Jim Viola, Sunshine, State Bells, Martin. This is my why, and then I'm going to tell you why we're here. My why is when I found out that it was my blood that was responsible for killing my daughter, I wanted to go to war with my own blood. And for years I tried to figure out how to go to war with my own life force, which is my blood. And I studied it, I prayed on it, and I meditated on it, and I just couldn't find out, because I didn't want to kill myself. I didn't want to bleed out. But I wanted to cause war with my impulse. And so if my hand was responsible for my daughter transition, I would have cut my hand off, because my hand would have been offensive to me. And so when our family came up with the Shaquille Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation, I found a way to wage war against sickle cell anemia. And this is why we're here today. Thank you to my bosses in the room too. Mr. Leroy Jones, he's also a lifetime support. Can you stand up, Mr. Leroy Jones, your wife, Ms. Jones, our president of the Circle Brotherhood, Jeffrey Mack, and his wife. Amen. Thank you for your lifetime support. Why are we here tonight? We're here because our sickle cell warriors, they're not dummies. They're not ignorant. They just have a disease. Some of them are the most brilliant people that you'll ever meet in your life. Amen. Right? But when they go through a sickle cell crisis, life stops. And so Shaquille, she was so smart because she wanted to be better than her sister. And they would sit down and talk medical terms back and forth because Shaquille was going to come behind her. But when they go into the hospital, they don't have access to education. And so that's one of our whys, that we want to have education for our sickle cell warriors when they're going through crises, whether in the hospital or at home. Yes. That's one of our whys. Right? And then we want to talk about our sickle cell caregivers. You need to look into the eyes of a sickle cell caregiver. You will see nothing there. It's all in the hospital. It's all tied up in sickle cell. It's just a blank look in their face. And it hurts. And so we think our bosses, our supervisors, who are giving us the opportunity to probably miss, how many weeks it is in a year, 52? when you deal with sickle cell anemia, you might have to miss work 10 or 12 of those weeks. So we thank God for our bosses, you know, that took care of her. And we want other people. Man, the sickle cell caregivers is in worse shape than the person that got sickle cell. Because they take their whole life and make sickle cell their whole life. And then they're struggling. And then they have to decide whether they're going to keep their job or take care of their baby. Right? And so we got to do something about that because some of them can't work. Because right now something might happen. We have to run to the hospital. We might be in there 2 months. So to our supervisors that did those things to us, so we have adopted 3 sickle cell shack baby warriors. Right? And so when we ask for a raise next week, just know it got something to do with the sickle cell warriors. I had to slide that in, but I'm serious about raising. So look, family, it's a family affair. We here, sickle cell anemia, we owe you worse than the feds. Right? And so to all our sponsors, and everybody that came here as a sponsor, you know, Miss Ashley, she's on our board. She said, do the sponsors have to pay too? Everybody, you know, have to pay. You know, so we can take care of our sickle cell warriors and our sickle cell caregivers. So to everybody that came out tonight, hey, Mr. Berry. Hey, Miss Lynn. Hey, the Willis family. Hey, Shaq Hope. Hey, Mr. Councilman. Hey, cousin. Hey, friends. Hey, family. And so we ask. I know the tickets probably was a little high. With some paid $123, some paid $100, and I know you paid those things there. But however, go back in your purse. Think about what you heard tonight, and think about we need lifetime sickle cell anemia supporters. And if your support is $1 a month, it's $1 a month that can help those sickle cell warriors, sickle cell caregivers. And so, like my wife said in closing, we have adopted 3 sickle cell warriors because our foundation is not going to ask you to do something that we're not going to do. We're not going to ask you to be lifetime supporters of the Keeping Sickle Cell Anemia Foundation, and we're not lifetime supporters. So we have 3 sickle cell babies that we're going to support them as long as God gives us breath in our body. Amen. Right? And we don't have funding now. And so for those that want to support don't always have to come in the form of money. Amen. We need grant writers. We need an infrastructure. Yes. We need people that's dedicated, man, to be aggressive in our fight to eradicate sickle cell anemia. Thank y'all for coming. God bless us. Peace. Now, this is our why.